For the next park series, we're moving over to the British county of Chichester, where there is a plot of land that's been sitting empty for quite some time. It's old farmland. It's been sold on by the farmer following his retirement. The site is situated perfectly near the A8928 bypass and the B2868, which has got perfect connections to nearby cities. The county council have granted planning permission for a rides-based attraction to be on the site because they want to attract more tourists to the nearby cities. A new theme park is the perfect opportunity to increase the employment in the area, as well as provide some much needed tourism income for the local economy. But it's going to take some time to build the next thought park of Alton Towers. We first need to start with a basic family park that we can build up from. And no sooner was the stamp on the approval dry, spades went into the ground and the new park was created. Welcome to Fustastica. Oh guys, welcome to what I think is one of the best starter parks you're going to find on the workshop of Planet Coaster 2. And it just so happens it's created by a fan of the channel, Fusy. Hello mate, how are you? Buddy, this is brilliant. It's not made for me. It's been on the workshop for a while, but it's baked in so much realism. You've got the motorway that's here. You've got lots of rural roads that are coming down this way. And the idea of the farmer selling the fields, it's perfect. It's broken up into all these little parcels that we can use. This is, let's be honest, probably going to be the main part of the actual park. But this lake up here is just begging for a future hotel. These little fields down here, this is probably going to be the future car park. You know, like Gardaland style, where it's got to come under the main road. This is possibly a future water park if we even get there. Oh, guys, I am so excited to get started on this one. I have just got so many ideas. So by the end of this episode, I want to have a fully functioning theme park for you guys to download and play with. And by theme park, I mean there's no roller coasters. It is going to be more themed than Nerdolandia, but I don't want it to end up being as big as Nerdolandia, and I also then want to develop this over time. I don't want it to be baked in time like the Royale Myle was, but I want it to have a timeline, you know, where we've taken a park and stuff. So I've done some homework, and you'll be pleased to know I'm going to talk you through it. So you guys do actually ask me to do more live play stuff, so I do want to do a little bit more of that going on. Now this is going to be difficult because there's a lot of work that needs here, but let me talk you through this really quickly. Tickets, turnstiles, toilets, guest services, gift shop or arcade, food, and then offices. That's where I'm thinking. Now let me talk you through the rest of the stuff. So we're going to need a car park, and I don't think we're going to need a massive car park. This is the perfect natural entrance to this. So I think the car park is probably going to be in this field here, right? I don't want to touch this one just yet because that feels like it's the future expansion car park. So like over time, this one would disappear and this one would be used, and then we would probably transfer the car park elsewhere when the park becomes too big. Let me just round that off. So with that in mind, we are also going to need some kind of a drop off because we're going to need the spawn points and the coaches and stuff. So I think this naturally fits somewhere along this kind of line, and then I need to bring it and connect it up to the road here as well. Now I have chosen to hug the road here for various different reasons. This bit of course will be left empty, probably as some kind of like grassland or whatever, or we might even leave it as a field, but it would be developed into future, I don't know, maintenance areas or stuff. But I want to hug the road because I want to give it a little bit of personality going on. So I am going to go for a theme. I want this to be like Tudor style, but this is the vibe here. I wanted this to almost like close off in the middle here, so that the guests, when they're exiting the park, would either need to exit via this gift shop, or down this way. So I do want to have a fountain in the middle. That feels like it's kind of like begging for a fountain. I don't know whether this is the fountain I'll use, and I don't know whether I'll end up making this slightly wider, but that's kind of what I'm going for here. Now I also want this to open out into a little bit more of a plaza area up here, right? So let me just get my gravel back because I want it to kind of open up into a rounded plaza bit here, where maybe then I can put a path off this way, path off this way. So I'm giggling because it looks like an alien. And then in the middle here, we're probably going to have some kind of ride, okay? So it's either going to be like the carousel here or the chair swings. Like the chair swings would fit, but I think the carousel probably is going to fit there slightly better. Now the other bit that I do want to do here is to have more toilets, because you don't necessarily want your guests in this area to have to come right the way to the entrance to go to the toilet. So I think we're probably going to need toilets down there, but let me just get rid of those because I think that's going to be the most, right? That's going to be the biggest bit. I'm just going to put the guests park entrances in to start with. So they're under facilities, aren't they? And they are create custom. It's going to be park entrance. There you go. Are they facing the right way? So there you go. That's going to be your turn. That's going to be your turnstiles. I don't think it needs to be any wider than that. I think I don't know whether that's going to be the final position and stuff, but it doesn't need to be any wider than that. So I've got a lot of work to do. I wish I could build the whole thing as a let's play, but as you saw with the original series I did when the game was first released, that gets a little bit too intense. It takes too long. So I'm going to jump off camera. I'm going to do some work, and we'll talk about the rest. I'll see you in a minute. Oh, guys, this feels like a really good place to stop because it actually feels like we're developing a park from the ground up. I think it's the mud and stuff, and because there's no guests and there's no pathing and stuff, I think it just works. But this is exactly as I wanted this area to look. It looks so good. So I'm going to really quickly show you around what I've done, and then we're going to do a live play bit because there's some stuff I want to talk about. But this is the ticket office. It's just a nice simple Tudor affair. It's just a bit of plaster, brick, wood and a few beams, and away you go. I mean, you could even call it Stucco Pirate if you wanted to. It's like it's there. I'm going to do the inside. I have started. There is a desk, as you can see, but I just need to do some kitting out and whatever. I want to keep the piece count kind of low because I know that consoles are going to be downloading this. So there's your turnstiles. I have left space for it to expand over time if we need it, but it's just the 3 turnstiles. It's a small park. It's like what probably a regional park. It's not a massive park. Here's the toilets. Oh my god, I love these. So I found this picture online of this Tudor building. It's somewhere in the UK, and it has this little overhang here, and I absolutely love it. So I stole it. So yeah, there you go. That's just looking awesome. The toilet block, by the way, is slightly bigger than I'd originally planned, and that's because I needed to use the units and stuff in game, so you have to have scale and whatever. But in terms of the decor inside, there it is. It's just the stuff that I've pulled through from Nerdolandia, and yeah, bits on the wall and whatever, and then you call it done with the ceiling. Happy days. Bit of terrain work is going to be needed outside here just to bring it all to life. Guest services, it is bigger than I had originally imagined. I thought 8 meters was going to be big enough, but it wasn't, so I needed to have it bigger. But inside, it's just starting to have some desks and whatever put down, a bit of clutter on the walls just to give it a bit of decor, and then call it done. Then we've got a gift shop. Here is the gift shop, and I just absolutely love this. This, by the way, is going to hide a misdemeanor that I'm going to have with the roof, because you can't have this weird angle roof, so you have to hide it somehow. But it fits, so it's gonna work. The gift shop stuff, then it's part my stuff, part this. I don't remember who it is, and I think this is Plastic Swan's stuff. Absolutely brilliant gift shop stuff. So it's all in there. It needs work in here, right? Of course it does, but it fits, so it's all good. This is then how it looks from looking back. Yes. And I decided that this is going to be a restaurant rather than another gift shop because the other space didn't really fit in terms of size. So there you go. It's a pizza pen. And just inside here, I'm keeping it lowly themed. I can't wait for the billboards to come in the February update, by the way. I'm filming this before the February update. So don't know what the billboards are going to have. But I'm just keeping this really lightly themed. And then the kitchen clutter and whatever in the back just to bring it to life as a kitchen. As I said, I know consoles are going to be downloading this, so I want to keep detail high-ish, but piece count low. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. And then this is just going to be a games unit. Now on the workshop, there are some absolutely incredible things that are available in terms of arcades. So if you search for arcade, you will find all of this sort of stuff. So if you are the creator of this, by the way, thank you, because these are brilliant. I mean, just look at those. Like, even down to the fact that there's this clipping, the Z fighting is the screens. It's brilliant. I love it. And there's all of these that are available, right? So I'm going to just be dotting those around and making all of that bit come to life inside the games unit. This felt like this needed to be an arcade. So then elsewhere, we do just have this. We have this carousel here. So I have started the idea of what I want the pathways to be, and I did just put down this octagon because I do want to have something different. But this is an experiment that I was doing, and I love that we can do this in Planet Coaster. So I can take a piece of path. This is not news, by the way. I can take a piece of path, and then I can copy it. So if I control exit, I can copy it, and now I can create like this little compass thing. So let me show you. If I do the draw tool like this, you can take a triangle like that, and then you select it, and you control exit, and then you can spin it round like so, and then all you do again is you just take both and you copy it and spin it round. like that. And that is exactly what I want for these fountains here. So you'll see that I've got all of these lines, these grid lines in, and that I've put those in. They're not going to stay, but they're just for me to get a sense of scale and stuff. But when I put it there, yes, it's exactly as I want it to be. Now, I need other decoration as well. So what I've got here is this, like the breeze block wall, and it's coloured this tan colour. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this down this way, and then I can just keep copying this like this. And of course, I'm going to lower it down so it's not sticking out. But for now, that's kind of how it is. And then what that'll do is create a bit of a roadway through here. And then it's going to go down either side of the fountain. So it's actually a bit of a thing that leads you down to the carousel. Starting to think about how this whole thing is going to work. So thinking how this is all going to work, I need to create some work for myself. And I know that we said we're going to develop these 2 fields. So we need to do the rest of the park. And I've kind of got these natural bits, right? These natural pathways that are coming down here. So let me just grab my gravel. There we go, 8 meters. So it feels like that this needs to come in here. And then we've got another pathway that's sort of developing and coming down this way. So we've now got this field that we can develop. And I think we need to go down a bit of a Pleasurewood Hills route. I think I'm going to bin off the idea of using this field. I think we can just stop sort of here, but we do need some more rides, so this is where I'm going to create some more work for myself. So if we go to flat rides, I think we're definitely going to need something like an Iron Claw, which is that one there, isn't it? And I think that's probably going to live around about there. I think a park like this would probably open with a pirate ship. What's it called? The Upswing. So yeah, there you go, the Upswing. And I'm thinking that might live in sort of this sort of space right there. I do also want to have a like a track ride, and I think I want to put it in this space, but I'm not going to have time to show that to you on screen right now, right? But I think I'm going to put like maybe the train in here. That's what I'm thinking. And I think we need one more ride to open with in the park. And I am thinking again, it's not going to be one of those big heavy thrill rides. It needs to be something that's simple, that could be just placed. Dodgems, I think, is probably going to be the way forward. So I'll put the Dodgems like there. And I'm going to put some food units and stuff down here, and then I think that can be called done. Let's also talk about the car park. So the car park bit is kind of important. This is how this is all going to work. So I have chosen that this is going to be the entry, and it feels like this is the right way of doing it. So you come in this way, and then you filter into the car, because we drive on the left in the UK. So you come in, you filter down the car park this way, and then you exit down this way. Now this would be okay, because this is going to be a really quiet park, so you're not going to have traffic jams and stuff. You don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. So when you come down this way and back down this way, you then exit. So you're on the right side of the road. But what that does is it creates a problem with the idea that I wanted to use for the buses, because I wanted them to come in this way, drop off guests, and then leave this way. So I think what we're going to need to do instead is come in this way. So if I take my path tool and I make it bigger, and I go for, what am I going to go for? Asphalt. Let's go for a dark grey. So I'm going to come down this way, come down this way, come down this way, like so, right? I'll need to tidy this up, but then we've got the facilities. We can come in with the guest spawn point, and that kind of means then that the buses can drop people off here, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I'm thinking there in that space. So I'm okay with that, and I'm sure that we can work out how this is all going to make sense and whatever. But then that also means that the buses are leaving at in the same direction as the cars. So that kind of works. So the last thing to show you on this one is about terrain, because this is going to really come to life when we start doing the terrain. So around here, I started to do all of the borders, and I started to put the planters, and of course this is going to need details and stuff. But if I get my, let me show you what I'm thinking here. So get my terrain brush, I'm just going to bring this right down and then the size down as well. And I'm going to raise this up. You can see that you've now got green here. And I kind of want this to be a bit more lawned. And then as I'm going to be raising this up, it's going to start hiding all of the dirt bits, which is fine. And I'm going to be replacing a lot of these with flower beds anyway. But then this just gives us this whole grass texture to use. And I'm here for it, right? Because then we can start putting trees and stuff. And this is really, really going to start to then come to life in terms of grass and whatever. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. And then down here, I'm just going to put manual foliage and stuff in to bring this to life. So I've created a lot of work for myself there. I need to go and finish this. I will see you in a minute. Oh, guys, I'm going to owe you one massive apology because I've lost a bit of footage. I've come to edit the video and I've got this entire middle part missing, and it was profound and everything. It was the best work. No, I'm joking. It was just me talking about the rides that I'm changing out and the finished bits of the entrance before I moved on to decorating the rides. I'm going to have to do a real quick synopsis to make up for it. But yeah, I mean, it's been that long. I've developed a cold in the meantime. I mean, that gives you an idea of how long it's been between the updates. But either way, welcome to Fustastica. I love the name. It just came to me randomly. I wanted to name the park after the creator of the map, Fusy, friend of the channel. Hello, mate. And this just came to it. And I just pulled this sign together. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to have a little bit of, like, you know, this magical Fantastica stuff about it. So there you go. That's what we've got. Fustastica. Let's show you around then, shall we say, because you're not going to have seen this. And there's so much to show you. So ticket office is down here. There we go. I've put lots of detail in here. I have actually just put the actual sign up as well. It feels like that would need to be here. But I've just finished all the detailing and stuff. You know, there's signs and all of that stuff going on. And the queue line is now all in. And it just looks amazing. I love the view, by the way, of this park from down here. It's just there's so much to show you. I don't even know where to begin. Like I'd say, I've got to make up for this middle part of the episode that's missing. So there's the exterior then of the toilet block from both sides, and that just fits so nicely. I love these little pointy outy signs, these jutty outy signs. They're perfect. They're perfect for what I wanted to do. Inside the toilets, well, you've seen inside here already. It's all just kitted out as you would find in toilets. So there you go. The actual entrance area, it's done. I didn't want the turnstiles to be any more than this. It doesn't need to be grand because remember, it's like a family style, small family run park. So yes, we've got a real heavy theme. Hello, where did you just come from? Yes, we've got a really heavy theme, but this is all I wanted it to be. The fountain, perfect. I had all sorts of different configurations here. I had far more fancier water and stuff here, but no, this is all it needs to be, and I'm happy with it. I think it's the pathway that does it. I think it just finishes it off, and then now that I've put all of the extra bits of brick and stuff down, it just yes, it just works. And the trees bring this to life in this area as well. Like, I like the idea of having the tree line thing. I did originally put the trees down the middle here. I didn't like it. I liked the fact that this is all open. So let's start down here. The arcade. It's really simple. It's just all of those units I found on the workshop thrown into a room and called done. And it's just a mess, right? It's just somewhere for people to go before the park actually opens. That's literally all it is. Then we've got the restaurant, pizza pen, so another sticky outy sign, couple of vending machines on the outside, and then all of the Tudor style stuff. Now, it doesn't need to go all the way back down here because eventually all of this would overgrow and it would become so like tall that it would actually hide the bits that aren't done. It's out of guest view. And actually, this is one of those parks that would only concentrate on the stuff that's in the guest view, hence the reason why we've got the flat corrugated stuff here. But I mean, you can't see it from down here, so it's perfect. So inside, there we go. Really simple. I haven't done the billboards yet because the update comes in a couple of days. No, wait, tomorrow when I'm filming this. So I'm going to need to come back and I'm going to need to retrofit with custom images and all of that sort of stuff. Likewise, there's no audio either, by the way, for the same reason, because I want to see if I can get a custom soundtrack. But ultimately, this is the inside. I'm happy with this. Absolutely love it. And then we've got a seating area out the front here just to fill the gap. I really hope, by the way, that the Z fighting here isn't fixed in the update tomorrow because that's just brilliant. I love it. It's so clever. Guest services, nice and simple. I have actually got a couple of info points in here. I don't know if they're actually going to be of any use in the future, but but hey, it's all fine. But then there's the outside, and I love it. Actually, do you know what? I think that needs the Fustastica logo, doesn't it, somewhere? It probably needs to be in there, doesn't it? I might come back and retro add that then. And the gift shop, I didn't want to do too much in here. I know that I need to be conservative with piece count, and this is the complete opposite of that. This and the arcade is the absolute polar opposite of being conservative with piece count. So I'm really sorry, console players. I don't know if you're going to be able to load this. Can you let me know in the comments if you can't load it, please? In fact, there's two things I need you to do if you can't load it. No, sorry, two things you need to tell me. If you can't load it because of the piece count, or can't load it because of the ride that I've used, because it's not from the DLC. We'll talk about that in a moment. So some more vending machines and stuff outside here, and then there's the gift shop. It is just a mirror of this one, and it actually feels fine. It feels okay. I love this area, this not wooded area, sorry, this grass area. As I said, it comes to life when you put all the grass and stuff down. These flowers and stuff around the outside, it just makes it perfect. It just lines it off nicely. And I've just decided to put lights on the trees, and these lights are actually set back from the pathway, and it just, yeah. Yes, I love it. Carousel's done then, and it's got its ride sign and stuff in. I haven't put names for rides because I kind of figured that you guys want to do that when you get hold of the park. So you have your usual safety signs. You need the toilet. In fact, what are you doing? Sure, you do you. So I put the ride sides and stuff down, and that's all happy. Over here, then we've got the picnic area. It's undercover, and I've just put some strip lighting or fairy lighting. What are we allowed to call it nowadays? Oh, it's fairy lighting. The resort lighting that's inside here. A couple of picnic benches and stuff, and it'd be nice. In fact, it's probably prime for redevelopment in the future. Coaster station or something's probably going to go there. I don't know. Toilets. These are just done inside here. I have just changed the colour of stuff, but it's just touch-up toilets. Done. As you would imagine. And then, yeah, there's just these plants and stuff around. It just makes it come to life, doesn't it? So, I did change up some of the rides. I moved the pirate ship. I'm not going to use the pirate ship yet. I need that for later, so I replaced it with a drop tower instead. There is the queue for it. I've used a custom fence and stuff, and I think this actually fits. You can't see it. It's actually on a slant. It's on a hill, and it just makes it so subtle. Like, Nerdalandia was flat, and that was intentional, right? I wanted Nerdalandia to be flat because it was my get-to-know-the-game park before you start pushing the boundaries. This map has got so many subtle changes to the terrain. It's perfect. I love it. Like, I know you can see it there. I need to tidy it up a little bit, but this is actually on a hill, and I love it. So this unit has come together amazingly. I just wanted to try my try my hand at mixing up some of the styles with some of the pieces that we've got. So like the marble with the resort stuff. I think it's turned out quite nicely. And there's the Latte Love. It's part of it, and of course it sells gelato and stuff. You've got the insides again. I'm just keeping the insides nice and simple, but I quite like this unit. It's not my favourite. I'm going to come to that in a moment, but yeah, that's my that's the Gelato Bros area. Then we've got the Waltzer that's living in this area. Really short queue, really nice and simple. It's close to the road, so you're kind of wanting to hide it with foliage and whatever. This is a simple affair. Doesn't need to do any more than that. Then you've got the train. The train is now in, and this massive gap. There's a reason for the gap, but we'll talk about that in a future episode. But for now, it's just going around the field. There's a couple of trees and stuff in there. What I'm trying to do is bring in the idea of the tree lining from the previous field and try and hide the fact that it was there. And I'll do the same when we come into this field as well. So yeah, massive queue for this one because it's still quite a high prestige ride. But I've just done lots of detailing and stuff around the outside here, and then lots of fencing, and I just wanted to mix up the idea of having the laurel bushes and the fences at the same time, because it's kind of create a bit of a better barrier. And then of course you've got the are these primroses? I can't remember, whichever flowers they are. Anyway, they're down. Yes, love it. Then I also moved the claw for various reasons. Again, we'll talk about it in a future episode, but I started to do the pathway into the next field down here. I'm not committing to that just yet, but there's the pathway for it. Claw is in with the queue line. Again, doesn't need to be any more than that. And I have just decided to keep this bit as dirt at the back with a little bit of overgrowth. But yeah, the claw is in. Laurel bush and stuff would keep people out of the ride area, so you're good to go. And then of course you've got the fountain in the middle. This space needed breaking up, particularly as this is going to be a crossover point and stuff. So it needed that effort in there. This I love. This is my favourite one. This is actually stolen from Paulton's Park, I'll be honest, but I love it how it just nestles in with the rocks. And this is the idea of starting to introduce themes. So I know at the moment we're quite generic in this area. That's deliberate. It's by design. We're going to be a theme park by the end of it, and this is just the intro to that. So it's a pizza pen. Again, it's got all of the stuff inside that you would normally find, but keeping it simple. But yeah, the idea of it being buried in rocks and stuff, and the fact that we can resize the rocks, it's just perfect. Access at the back then through a gravel pathway, so it's all the bits in here. And then I don't know if this is a pagoda or if it's the other one that I can never remember. But anyway, we're covered seating on here. No ivy on this one though, so it's just covered seating. And then you've got benches and stuff underneath here. Then we've got the start of the Viking theme that's going to be in the next field, so that sort of like comes in here, starting to transition that through, along with this field, Fustastica sign. And then this I wanted to be built up. I wanted the ride that sits here to sit within the confines of this like wooded area. And of course when I do the field behind it, I'll come back and do the rest of this, and of course you guys can do that as well. But this is the reason, by the way, that I think you might not be able to download the park if you don't have the DLC. So I'll make my apologies now. If that is the case, can you please let me know, and I'll swap the ride out so that you can download the park. I think it works the same as Planet Coaster 1, where you can still download the park and you can still play in the park. You just can't do anything with the ride, I think. So if it's not, please let me know. I'll swap out the ride. I'm not precious about it. It's fine. But this is the ride that I wanted to have in this space. It felt like it needed a thrill ride, so I've just put in the queue line and stuff, and the extra fencing, and it feels cool, right? It feels all right down from peep level. It's hidden away from the trees until you get to here. Then it opens up in like a swoopy path, and then the rest of the park I've decided not to do. I've actually needed to put it down because I'm already at 11 minutes of this section and it's already a bit intense. The car park then is all done. That doesn't need to be more than this. We've only got that many rides, right? So you've still got the strategy of coming in here, parking your car along this way, exiting out of here, merging with the buses. I mean, we've probably got more bus things here than we needed, but you may have like local bus services and stuff that would stop in here, so it's all fine. Public transport, whatever, for the win. But yeah, the car park is all done, and so is the maintenance area as well. Just a little bit of clutter and stuff in the maintenance area. I used Ginger's backstage stuff again because it's brilliant. It's so good. Dragged in my own shipping container from Nerdolandia, and then just some clutter and whatever. And I've decided to put like these drains and stuff around the outside as well, just to give it a little bit of life. So yeah, that's it. So guys, there you go, Fustastica. I'll stick this on the workshop. The code will be in the description, so please do go and try and download it. But as I said, let me know if you can't download it. Console players, I can't do anything about the piece count, because if that's the case, it is what it is. But if it's because of the ride, that doesn't... Well, actually, no, I can do something with the piece count. I could just do a console version where there's no interiors and stuff. That's fine. But if it's the ride from the DLC pack, please let me know. Thank you so much for getting to the end of the episode. As always, I appreciate you. This series is going to be fun. I cannot wait. I have got so many plans. I can't wait to show you. I'll see you next week. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.